very high standard production. But after watching the whole thing, I couldn't identify with any of the major characters. Everyone, everything is so 100% expected. Hi, you're watching Avenue X, where junkie on good storytelling shares her thoughts, knowledge, and occasional weird ideas on stories and how they're told. 逆局 Danger Zone is a 24-episode drama that's produced by iQIYI. It is led by Zhou Yuming, Li Mingshun, Zhu Xuanyang, Zhang Rongrong. It first started airing at the beginning of September this year, and it's been updated very slowly, 2 episodes per week. I made the decision to wait till it fully finished airing, then to watch this drama in one go, and I have recently completed that. I debated a lot with myself about how to rate this drama. It is overall a very high quality production, but I still have a couple of things that I just can't look over that held back my rating. So after a long debate, I will put it as a 1 gold mine drama, more specifically probably a 1.5. And it's a rather strict rating because if you compare that to a lot of other dramas I've seen this year that I've given higher ratings, probably this is a higher quality production. But I think because it sits in the particular category and genre of drama, crime, then it has to fulfill some of the hard requirement in the crime drama department that, in my opinion, it hasn't fully, completely succeeded at doing. Therefore, the rating is a rather strict and lowered rating. This is a very unique production. It's fully produced in Taiwan, but it's done by iQIYI. This drama took over half a year to film. Usually you see that in big epic period setting drama where it's like 60 episodes with like 50 major characters. For contemporary drama to have that extensive production period means it has a lot of money put into it. And supposedly it involved over 2,000 people. Probably not simultaneously, but at different stages. Very big production for contemporary drama. It is based on a novel written by the author 千与之城. The original title is 追凶者, literally means crime chaser. It is adapted by the scriptwriter Yu Shangming, and there's significant changes that has taken place. To put it very simply, this is a multiple character leading crime drama that has multiple cases running at the same time, but they're all linked in a way to the main character's personal background story type of crime drama. You have the leading character played by Zhou Yuming, Liang Yandong, who is a lawyer who got wronged and put in prison and waiting for his final trial of murder that he didn't commit. He was previously a policeman, and because of a personal tragedy, he left the force and became a lawyer. Then you have another main character played by Zhu Xuanyang, Ren Fei, who is a newbie policeman, the classic newbie policeman that you probably have seen a million times in all kinds of different productions. This character and Zhou Yuming's character had a previous crossing of their fate many years ago, but that will get later reviewed as the story progresses. The drama starts with a murdering case happening in the city, which is already the 4th one consecutively of dismembered body parts being discovered. Zhou Yuming's lawyer character, now already in prison waiting for the trial, heard the news about this case, and due to his profiling experience and his brain power, he realized that policemen probably are looking in the wrong direction. So he wants to join investigating this case in exchange of the help from police to find an important person who can prove that he is not the murderer. As the story progresses, you'll see more characters coming into view, such as the team leader of the police task force that's led by Li Mingshun. Very veteran actor. I still remember back in the days of his Yang Guo, such as Zhang Rongrong playing a new deputy chief that got helicoptered into their police station and stuff like that. And it's pretty much divided into 2 parts. The first 12 episodes is considered as the first arc of the story. The second 12 episodes, and it has different chapter names in the drama, but really it's pretty much just how they do it in post-production and in the titling of each episode. If you ignore that, you can still look at it as a 24 episodes drama that can be divided into smaller chunks. Now, let's talk about first, the positive things about this drama. First and foremost, and immediately noticeable, is very high standard production. All kinds of hardware department considered. If you watch a lot of crime dramas, particularly in the US, a very industrialized way of doing it at a very acceptable professional level. This is very close to that type of drama. And for everybody who has suffered endlessly at the shitty stylistic look or color grading or unreasonable skin smoothing and just no design and no motivation of lighting in Chinese drama land, this is the polar opposite. It is the gritty, classic crime drama look that you want. There's no intentionally brightly lit scene just to make people look younger, and it's reasonably contrasty. When it needs to be dark, it's reasonably dark. While I was watching this drama, I was also chasing a couple of other very typically super filtered Chinese drama, and it's such a change when you click between those dramas. It's day and night difference. Then everything else is also very, very high quality. You really can't pick at it. Sound design, music, editing, props. Warning here is if you're very sensitive to brutality, to blood, to dead body, decayed body, peeled off skin, brutal force of violence, all that, be careful, this drama has a lot of it. If you see it coming, just look away. It will not make you feel good about life when you see those shots. Or maybe it will, I don't know. Some people dig at it. The second good thing about this drama is, although not throughout the entire drama that you can say this, parts of it is well done. The pacing, a particular plot point, a particular cliffhanger. There are a few episodes that ended up on a very big cliffhanger that make you want to see immediately what's the next episode. I would not liked, had I chased this drama weekly, that I have to wait for next week. I'd be very pissed. Third good thing about this drama is, overall, I'm happy with the casting choice and the performance of all the actors. But the funny thing is, none of the main characters really impressed me. Zhou Yiming, Zhu Xuanyang, Li Mingshun, Zhang Rongrong, they served their purpose. They didn't bring me out of the story. It is the supporting roles that are impressive. Particularly the first culprit in the first major case. The lady who played that role, very good acting. And then the young actor who played, I don't want to spoil it for you. That young guy is good too. These are the positive points. Then let's talk about things that held me back. They're very hard to actually clearly explain, so I'll try my best to convey my points. First, a small thing. After watching the whole 24 episodes, it gives you the impression that the police force is just so useless. It's a very common thing for dramas to, in order to make the main character stand out as the special and powerful one, they make the peripheral people less capable, but that's not that major. Just one point that I get after watching the drama. It's like most of the time, the people who are supposed to be able to do jobs just can't quite do it. The second thing, after watching the whole drama, I realized I actually haven't been fully with any of the particular main characters. I think it's by design. They hope audiences will identify with at least one person, if not the whole team. Either you identify with the lawyer character, Zhou Yiming, playing, or you identify with the rookie policeman character. I think those are clearly the two characters that they are setting up to be the audience's entry point. But after watching the whole thing, I couldn't identify with any of the major characters. I feel most of the time I am just the onlooking bystander. Watch things unfolding. I'm like, okay, your story, your story, your story, but it's none of my business. I just feel most of the time I'm detached from their reality. Never for a moment I was in the story. I was just looking at it from outside. That's how the whole story worked on me. The third thing is, due to the story is totally set up in a fictional city called Dongling, and it never fully explains what is the particular, let's say, structure of this city. You have the impression because it's made in Taiwan, everybody speaks with Taiwan accent, and of the particular political type of people and military people and business people, you have an impression of, okay, it probably is that type of political system, but then it never gets it fully explained. And as the story progresses, somebody has to become the big bad boss behind the whole game of it. And as it becomes clearer who this person is and what he represents and why he does the things he does and who are the other people that are linked to him that are in this whole big bad plan, it starts to become very two-dimensional. If you watch a lot of Korean dramas, such as Healer, I can think of a lot of dramas similar to that, where you have a main leading character that represents the young people, the young generation who want to change the corrupted system and who are fighting against the evil that are represented by the older generation. Very typical in South Korean drama. And eventually when they confront each other, the bad boss character, the middle-aged or above bad guy, this drama has the exact South Korean typical setup of the bad boss guy. And it's such a familiar setup, and I've seen it being iterated on screen for too many times. Immediately, the attraction of this bad guy disappears because I already know what he is like, and it's yet another one that I've seen before, and it's so not interesting. Then the fourth thing that is not ideal about this drama, and I think the biggest problem, is kind of dividing it into two parts. First, as a crime drama that has many cases, has many typical process of seeing something happening, trying to figure out why and find the bad guy culprit and move on, that procedural crime stuff is very normal. There isn't a case that's surprisingly well written, with a lot of twists, unexpected moments, super clever way of the good guy figuring out what the bad guy is doing and why. All that, I didn't get any of that adrenaline rush of, oh wow, that's how, wow, cool, I didn't see that, wow. Those moments didn't quite happen. There are a couple of trying to rescue somebody moments that happened in the drama that was exciting. But it's more to do with the action-adventure type of plot instead of the crime plot. Then on the other hand, I think the biggest problem of this drama is every major character in this story is a super archetypical character of their character setup. When you first watch this drama, you may not realize fully what they are in the very standard crime drama sort of narrative you've seen before, because a lot of information are hidden. A third of the drama, by that point, you already know what are the major characters' classic setup fully. If at that point you predict what would be the outcome of their fate, how their relationship would develop at what stage, and who is going to be the sacrifice, who is going to be the winner, who would be the bad person and why they do it, all that, right? By the point you have enough information to know which character is which archetypical character, the story will unfold exactly to your expectation. And even how their relationship would develop. For example, between Li Mingshun and Zhu Xuanyang's character, between the team leader and the rookie. Oh, it's so typical. The type of teacher and student, father and son relationship. I see the younger me in you. You are the person who is going to be my spiritual successor. And to complete a standard narrative, therefore at the end, spoiler, the teacher has to die to propel the student for the final jump to move on to his second stage of being the more matured policeman. That arc is so archetypical. Even like after the death of the team leader and close to the end of the drama, there's a memory scene of like what happened to them when they were having a conversation on the roof of the building. I'm like, oh, that's so classic. For Zhou Yiming's character, the same thing. Particularly his Liang Yandong lawyer with Zhu Xuanyang playing the rookie policeman 12 years ago. They were both the victim of that mass shooting. As soon as that information is explained to you as you're watching this drama, you immediately know there's gonna be a scene at the end of it, and they're gonna put it at the very end of it, because any time before that is not the, let's say, standard expectation narrative timing of that plot. And Zhou Yiming is gonna be the person who's like, I know all along, and he is gonna be, you knew it all along, but you didn't tell me, you were waiting for me to realize that is the thing. That happens too. Then for Zhang Rongrong, the deputy police chief role, it's also, she's such a standard, because I suffered at the hand of unfairness and the exploitation from people who have power and taking advantage of people who do not. I want to change the system, so I use my abilities to enter the system. I want to overturn it. But on the way of getting that goal achieved, I become one of you. I become the bad person who does wrong things. So classic. Even the confrontation scene of people finding out who she is, and that classic argument of if you have a justifiable goal, does that mean you can do anything, to achieve that? In a way, your own expectation when you're watching this drama becomes a hindrance of your excitement. You are constantly hoping at least some parts of the story will go on a different route than your expectation, give you something that you didn't expect. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen for this drama. Everything is so 100% expected. I feel it's very wasted. They've put so much money. This is expensive production, you can tell. They put so much manpower. It already looks brilliant. With all that effort already in, you ended up with this textbook story that offers zero surprise. Just lacks the final kick. So, this is my honest opinion on the drama 逆局. I would still say it's a very worth watching drama. It would not offend you. And there are definitely moments of it that are super exciting. I mean, the part where they rescue the policewoman, I was worried about her. So it did work at points and I enjoyed it. But overall, when you consider the whole story as one thing, right at the moment you need to kick the ball and make it go into the net, it kind of just doesn't do that. Do you have similar reactions as I do? It'll be interesting to see how other people react to this drama. Now it has finished airing, you can watch the whole thing. Definitely a better way of enjoying this drama than having to wait 2 episodes every week. You probably would forget about certain plot the next week when something updates. That should conclude my review on the drama 逆局 Danger Zone. Thank you for watching UX. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.